how are you? Let's talk about scripture. The scripture readings have been taken from the prophet Ezekiel, from the letter to the Romans, and from the Gospel of Matthew. We are called to our responsibility, to our debt to others. Paul tells us in the letter to the Romans, brothers and sisters, owe nothing to anyone except love one another. For the one who loves another has fulfilled the law. Paul is explaining what Jesus was telling us with the law of love. That if we love, we comply with the law. Because the whole law is based in love. And without love, we are not fulfilling the law, the commandments. The love that is portrayed in the commandments is a two-tier one. One for God and one for others. 30% of the commandments are directed to God. The other 70% is for others. What is behind this is that 100% is really for God, because when we love others, we're loving God Himself. In the Gospel of Matthew, and the first reading of Ezekiel, the prophet Ezekiel, tell us a bit more, that in order for us to love another, it's not enough just to accept them as they are, or just kind of like treating them politely, not making waves. It's not enough either just to see what is wrong with them and be distant and critical of them. God tells us that we are responsible for them. We are brothers and sisters, sibling, in a sense, That if we do nothing when we see that we could, then it's also our fault. Ezekiel says in the first reading, if I tell the wicked, O wicked one, you shall surely die, and you do not speak out to dissuade the wicked from his way, the wicked shall die for his guilt, but I will hold you responsible of his death. This is difficult, especially in a society that values privacy, that values individuality, independence, and that looks down on other people that try to influence their lives, their decisions, try to get in the way of their freedom, right? We all have free will. And with it, we have the freedom to do good, but also we have the freedom to do evil. But loving others means having those difficult conversations when we let those we love know that there is something wrong, that they have to change the course of their lives. That is why there is so much people who are good at criticizing, but not at having a nice, deep conversation. We are all good criticizing the lives of others, as long as it's not in front of them. That's why there's so much gossiping and gossip in this world. It is comfortable, it is easy, but gossip is not loving the other. Gossip destroys people because the person who feeds gossip does not have the sensitivity nor the consideration to the other. It becomes callous and destructive, a destructive force in itself. Truth always has to be accompanied by courage. Courage has always have to be accompanied by love, and love always has to be accompanied by humility. Because when you really love, you go to the person directly. Even if you get nervous and a bit stressed out about it, but you have to do it. Now, you have to go to the person with love, not with pride, not with a set of ideas that you are not flexible about them, not nagging, in other words, because love is always open to dialogue. Love is always open to listening, to the listening of the other. And how many times do we get angry with people and we don't know the whole story? How many times do we get angry with people and that person don't even know that they have done something or said something that offended us? Or how many times we end up going to the person, right? And accuse them of something that they did, but instead they end up pointing out what we have done wrong. In short, love and humbleness are required. It is a human, after all, correcting another human. And we are not perfect. We are not God. We are also sinful. And we have to be open to correction. If we're not open to correction, we are not going to be loving at correcting others. Now, the person continues to have the freedom to listen to you or not, to agree with you or not. The prophet Ezekiel tells us, but if you warn the wicked, trying to turn him away from his way, and he refuses to turn from his way, he shall die for his guilt, but you shall save yourself. Jesus, in the Gospel of Matthew, goes beyond that and tells us that if someone does not pay attention to us, that we shouldn't be satisfied with that. We should go further. We should look other ways. We should look for people who love him and talk to him again. If not, we should go to the community. And those difficult moments demonstrate true love. And if it doesn't work, Jesus asks to us prayer, to pray as individuals, to pray as a community for them. And we invite Jesus to intercede in their lives. We have the opportunity to bind or to loose, to help someone who is stuck, who cannot be free to move forward in the relationship with God that they're destined to. Now, we are not always going to be successful. You're not always going to be able to dissuade a person from acting in a way or thinking in a way that is destructive. But when we make this effort to love them, we show them the love of God himself. The most difficult thing for a person who loves after those difficult conversations and those moments of prayer is to regain peace with the results. They're not always going to be the ones that we expect. We know it's not easy. We give what we can give, and with what we have and what we are, we cannot torture ourselves by thinking 1,000 different things that we could have done or we could have said to change that person. If the person ignores us and their situation worsens, we must regain our peace. Give it to Jesus and remember that we did our best to present to them the face of God with truth, with humbleness, with love. May God bless you all and let us be saints.